All right, team, episode 132 today. We're going to go through why your delegation keeps failing. And it's basically if you've got the mindset of I'll just keep doing it myself, that's the reason why it's killing your business. So I've got about 5 to 6 things that I want to discuss in today's um, episode. And a lot of people kind of realize that they do need to delegate, but they don't really actually do it properly, and it's a never-ending cycle. So let's dive straight into it. The reason why it fails is you didn't delegate it; you just dumped it onto someone else, and you just expected them to fix it or to complete the task when there's been no training, no SOP. And the people that you've got in the team are more than likely donkeys. I did this reference a few weeks ago in my podcast. Donkeys, what is it? Donkeys, stallions, and I can't remember the other one. But anyway, donkeys are pretty much people that can do tasks when you give them the training. You need to train them. Stallions are people that you can give them an outcome and they can just figure it out. So stallions are like A players, people who are not actively necessarily looking for work. They already have a job and you've got to like poach them to get them to come to your business. So more than likely you've got donkeys in the business. I can't remember the other one for some reason, but there's like a middle one where you can give them some direction with some training and they'll figure it out. But stallions are the top people, donkeys are the bottom ones. So more than likely, you're probably just dumping the task onto them with no training, no systems, no process, and you're just expecting them to get it done themselves. And then when they don't get it done the way that you envisioned, you crack the shits and you say, I'm just going to do it myself. That's what usually happens. The next thing is you expect them to do it exactly like you, and they won't. They never will because you're not the same person. So we have this philosophy where it's like, what's like 90% done look like? So if there was someone that could get it 80% or 90% as good as you, what is that standard? Because that's still going to be a pretty good standard, right? And that's a really good outcome because then you can focus your energy on other stuff. Okay. Um, Next one is nothing's written down, so it always comes back to you as the business owner, which is why you're never actually off the off the tools to a degree. I was speaking to someone the other day, and they were saying the team just keeps coming back to them for the same problems over and over again. And what we actually did was, they're actually a client of mine, and we made them a chatbot that was trained on the SOPs in the business. So they actually already had like a manual, like a really detailed manual. But instead of the team going to the manual, they would come to the manager or the business owner. So what was happening is the business owner and the manager were getting tied up answering all these little boring questions where they could just look up what they needed in the manual. So what we did was we just created a chatbot which is trained on the manual, and the team can just ask the chatbot any questions, and it immediately saved them a bunch of time. So that's a super easy way that you can outsource certain things to like an AI chatbot, but you've got to train it as well. You have to train it. You can't just say, "Here you go, chatbot. Here's a document. Just just answer everyone's questions based on this document." If only it was that simple. So no SOP means every single question comes back to you, and you're always going to be the bottleneck because what if you're sick? What if you're away? If you want to go on holidays, you can't because you're always answering the team's questions. So what you need to do there is if you're going to hand off a task, you need to document it. So don't just go out of your way to create a whole nother task for you to do. Just document you doing the task and then use AI to turn that into an SOP and then give it to the person, get them to do it, and they can run through that same process and then tell you if there's any tweaks that need to be made. And there might be some things that come up that they need answers to that you can update the SOP. But the whole point is they need to have some type of training to be able to take that task off your hand. The next one is you yanked it back off them as soon as it wasn't perfect the first time. So the first variation of this is never going to be as good as you, as I said. That's the cost of buying back your time. It's not a reason to quit per se. It's to give them feedback and then let them do it again without you taking over completely. Okay, and the next one is you delegated an outcome to a donkey so that they can't necessarily think for themselves right now. So especially like admin tasks that we can delegate, you need to have literally step by step on exactly what they need to do. You can't just say, "Hey, I want to be able to I want to be able to post 7 times a week and get 100,000 views on social media every month." You can't just give that task to like a donkey. That's a stallion. Okay, so you need to have systems and processes in place to delegate tasks to donkeys. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just a good expression that I heard. So in summary, what you guys need to do is you guys need to have the system and process already done. Or if a team member is quite capable, they can make the system and the process on your behalf and you can approve it. But the whole point is most of you guys are going to have donkeys part of your team, which is okay, providing it's not like a big outcome that they need to achieve. It's more like tasks that they can do. So super basic stuff um, that you can just create the SOP or the process pretty much once, maybe twice. In fact, I think Alex Hormozy said this. He said if you film yourself doing the task 3 times, that should be enough versions that they should cover pretty much everything, and it would cover any questions that might come up. So literally, it's as simple as, hey, if I need to send an invoice, yeah, click this, do this, click this button, and this will send to the client. Once you've done that, do this and do this, and you're literally walking them through on a video on exactly how you do it. Then you download the transcript, you put it into AI and say, hey, I want you to bulletproof this SOP. Here's the transcript. Put it in a Google Doc and make it so like a fifth grader can understand. I'm going to send this to a virtual assistant to complete the task. Then what you do from there is you do that. You put the SOP, then you send it to them and say, hey, read over this, tell me if you understand it, and let me know if you got any questions. Then you're going to do the task together. They are going to do it. You are just going to watch them do it. Okay, so just once, you're just going to watch them do it, just in case they have any questions on the spot. So it's productive for both parties. You can answer any questions on the fly as well. And then once they've done that and they're competent, then the next time they do it themselves, but they still have the SOP in front of them. Okay, so they always have the SOP there. It's not a subconscious thought just yet. And then you're not going to be there for this one, but you can obviously they can still come to you to ask questions this time around. And then from there, you basically give them permission, providing it's done, correctly and up to the standard. You say, cool, I'm no longer going to be in charge of this task. This is now your responsibility. So you need to do it. This is part of your KPIs now. And then you then don't have to do that job anymore because you've got the SOP, you've got the process, someone's done it competently. And then even if that person leaves, you can just give that SOP to someone else. So you don't have to do it anymore. This is how you get your time back. Yeah, hope that makes sense. If you're struggling in this specific scenario with delegation and the team, then I've got some training that I can send you to help with this. Just send me a message on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll send you the relevant training that's going to help you out. But that's it for this episode. This is basically you're not necessarily bad at delegating. You're just never actually doing it properly. So you've got the right intentions. You just need to follow the process properly to actually get your time back and not have to constantly keep. Because like if you don't do this properly and you keep growing the business, you're just going to have like 10, 15, 20 people always coming to you for answers. Well, that's like the worst thing that could happen because you're never going to be able to take any holidays or any days off. So I'll see you guys next week. Stay tuned. Bye bye.